Hello guys, it's Chris from DaxTrader.co.uk, and this is a quick video to go through the DaxTrade RSI EA version 2, which has just been completed through its testing and is ready to go. Okay, so first things first, as normal, we're talking about trading automatically using software here. So trading financial markets is always risky, involves the risk of losing all of our invested money, and trading using a robot certainly does heighten that risk. So please do so at your own risk. Okay, so version 2 is complete here, and once you've activated your download or you've received it in whatever way that you get access to the file, you're going to have this here, which you'll need to replace the previous file in your MetaTrader installation. So to do that, what you're going to need to do is go into MetaTrader, go to Open Data Folder, so click on File, Open Data Folder. You'll then you'll have a bunch of folders. Go into the MQL4 folder, then the Experts folder, and once that opens up, you can click and drag the file into there. I've already done it, and it appears there. Okay. Once you've done that, go back to your MetaTrader. You'll need to see the navigator window down here. If you can't, then click Control and N, or go to View and click on the navigator window. There's also an icon here that's a folder with a star. Once you've activated or opened that up, you might need to close some of these. You might have a large amount of drop downs here, so scroll right to the bottom where it says Expert Advisors. Right click on Expert Advisors and refresh, and then you should be able to see the file in there. Once you've got that, bring up a chart, load up any sort of template that you want. The template I'm using at the moment is not standard. It's got my actual indicator on it already, which is available separately, unless you bought it already, of course, and just a simple color template, nothing special. So click and drag that on, and you'll be presented with the dialog box as normal. So thank you, Alex, for doing this for me. Okay, so most of the things will still be the same as before, so you still need to make sure that these boxes are ticked. The two boxes on the right hand side under Safety, the Live Trading box, Enable Alerts box, and Long and Short Positions under the Common tab. Under Inputs, you'll notice a couple of things that have changed. The layout has changed a little bit, which I prefer, and there are a couple of changes to what's actually available here now. Ultimately, the functionality of the software is the same. It's going to open and close trades for you based on conditions that you set, and it's all centered around RSI. Okay, so you can choose your normal RSI settings, your period, the overbought and the oversold levels. Whether you want the RSI to work on various opening or closing price, I always use close price. So the two newest features that have been added to version 2 would be this one here. You've got the trading hours that you can select this robot to actually work. So in this particular example, it's set for 7:45 in the morning to 7 in the evening, and now that's GMT. So if you're not based in the UK or in a GMT time zone, you're going to need to try and find a way of converting the time to GMT. So apologies for not having the functionality to change all the different time settings, but it was the best I could do. So you've got to choose those hours. Now, typical hours that you would work out over here in the UK would be 8 o'clock until maybe 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or something like that. And maybe you don't want it to trade after that, so you would just choose your hours to end at that time, so it doesn't go off and trade during periods of low volatility where RSI perhaps is a little bit more is a little less relevant of an indicator, if you like, because there's just not enough going on. The next thing that's changed that I really like is the trailing stop. It's such a simple feature, but it's one that was lacking in the previous version, and it's great. And I've been playing around with a few strategies to try and make this work, and the best one that I found is to set your trades to have a stop loss target but not a take profit target. So you will just let it run. So you choose your lot size, whatever it's going to be for the market that you're picking. Just be warned that if you're trading the DAX and you're using FXCM, you can't use a lot size of 0.01 on DAX. The minimum lot size would be 1. So you'd have to change that, otherwise you're going to get errors. Slippage is the same, so how much would you allow it to move away from its original targeted price based on not having the liquidity out there. Your take profit target, I'm actually leaving that at 0, but you can set it at whatever you like. My stop loss target, let's say you're going to set it at 50 pips. You would normally put 50 in there, or 50 points, you'd put 50 in there. On my DAX, I've got 2 decimal points as well, so I've got to factor that in. So it's actually not 50, it would be 5,000, because you've got to account for the fact that there's the extra 2 decimal places. And my trailing stop, what I would say to them is I want, well, every time it goes up 25 pips or 25 points, so 2,500, I want it to move the stop loss. But there's no upper target, so it could just carry on going up and up and up and up and up. So if you really catch a good one, like I did, I think at the beginning of the month, or the end of last month, I can't remember when it was, where he just had like 600 points, just went, because it just kept going up and up and up and up. It's the perfect thing to do, because you just de-risk your trade after 25 points, pretty much, and it will just ride the wave, depending on where you want your stop loss to be set. Make sure you choose the right one. And of course, what I really like to do is to choose the settings to indicate the market. So if it's in a bearish market, I'm going to choose my settings to be something like 65 for overbought and 10 or 5 for oversold, because I only want really selling signals. Or if it's a bullish market, I'll change that to like 90 or 95, change oversold to like 35 maybe, because I want it to buy more regularly. And the RSI period, I'd advise you to move that depending on your time frame. So if you're using a 1 minute or a 5 minute time frame, use a really high period for RSI, like 34, even higher. And if you're on like a 4 hour time frame, then maybe use 14 period or less, 8 even. So play around with the settings. But I really hope that this works for you. It's certainly been working for me. I've been enjoying it and testing. Pulled out some really good trades. And yeah, best of luck. Let me know how you get on with it. And version 3 will be looking at adding in a few extra features, which will probably be ready in a month or so. Best of luck, guys. Catch up with you soon.